All right, you are now tuned in to Bar Talk. I am your host, Allie Stacks.
Roderick Shannon, Squeaky NT, Roy, and today we doing something special. For our first episode, we had to bring our guy Terrell T.J. Jackson on, 21 years in the game, and I just had to bring him on for the first episode.
Hold on. You got to give a grand introduction for the infamous Mr. Perfect 10.
Well, you know I done laid you back, so I'm gonna let you
welcome to Bar Talk, TJ. How you doing today?
Man, 100%, man. I'm so glad you guys have me, and I'm honored to be your very first guest. I'm excited. I'm drinking these drinks, and we're gonna let it flow, man. We're gonna have a good time today. That's all it is to it. Let's go.
All right, well, let's get into it. TJ.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw that you've recently celebrated 20 plus years in the production game. Tell us, how does that feel?
Naturally on the surface, it's a beautiful thing. I'm extremely happy to not only, be here, but still be relevant in my mind. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be able to not only grow in, but grow with your city, and just to see the different climate and to see things change, some good, some bad, but no matter what, still be here and still be relevant. After 2 decades, and that's just a blessing. And I will say this. That type of success and longevity doesn't come by yourself. You do that,
right?
You got to have a monumental team around. You got to have a lot of people that have poured into you, and a lot of people you've poured into, and a lot of support from the city and surrounding areas. So I'm just blessed to be in that position.
Gotcha. Well, I'm sure Roy already knows since y'all talk on a daily.
Yes.
But I want to know, like, how did you get into the whole production business? How did that start?
First of all, I was just always that guy that enjoyed entertainment. Like,
okay.
Period. Like, from a little kid in the neighborhood, I was, we shooting ball, we riding bikes. Nowadays, kids, they on TikTok and all that old
right.
shit. We enjoy ourselves. We were outside kids. We were outside till the street lights came on.
Yeah,
right.
Your mama had to come inside.
Absolutely. So I just like being around people. People have always been therapeutic to me and for me. So that just kind of progressed into the high school. And in high school, I was the kid with the, me and my friends, we were doing the senior skip days and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But what really made the light bulb go off, I tell this story pretty often, is for my high school graduation in 1995. Wow, that's 26 years ago.
Wow.
For our high school graduation, everybody does crawfish balls and barbecues and all that stuff in the family, family get-togethers. But we were just like, I grew up around Southern all my life, and I saw all the college campuses, and I saw the Club Onyx and Dreams and all these clubs and stuff back in the day. I was like, man, let's act like we grown, let's do us a real graduation party and charge people to get in.
Okay.
So instead of just, my class at McKinley High School, a couple of my friends, we got together, we went around to the other high schools in the city, to other high school graduations, actually, right? So passing out little flyers from Kinko's and graduation throwdown, $5 to get in, all that,
Okay.
Just had a good time. My man Ken O'Rourke, he was our DJ. My daddy was the security. My mama was the cashier. My sisters then working the concession stand.
So it was a family act.
Oh man, 100%. So
okay.
And we just kind of used our resource. My dad was an administrator at Southern, so we got one of the buildings on Southern campus, the Martin Luther King Center.
The infamous MLK.
Yeah,
Center.
man.
Yeah.
It went down.
and we just like, man, let's just shoot for it. Let's see what we could do. You know what I'm saying? So wind up, swelling it up. It was crazy packed, man. Had about 450 people on the inside, another 250 outside, and not just that, charging $5, I might have made about, $1,500, two grand, something like that.
Back then, that's big.
But
In
you got to keep in
1995.
mind, Roy, I was a courtesy clerk at Albertsons. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the buggy. I'm pushing the buggies in the hot sun and shit other summers. So that one night in 4 hour time frame, basically, I saw the revenue that I saw from a whole summer pushing buggies at Albertsons.
Gotcha.
With tips and everything. So the light bulb definitely went off at that moment, because I knew a good time was something that people would pay for.
Gotcha.
And that's just what it was right then.
So after high school, you went on to go to Southern.
Absolutely.
And you pledged.
Absolutely.
And you were in the band.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us about that experience.
Well, like from the entertainment side, from the entertainment side, I kind of had to take a back seat. The entertainment aspect had to take a back seat because I mean I was a freshman. Number
Yeah.
one. Number two, I was a crab in Southern band. If you know anything about the crabs in Southern band, especially in the mid '90s, you don't have no social life. You're a bald head, basically. You kind of irrelevant socially, right?
Gotcha.
96, you know, I kind of was, you know, we kind of got to move around and do a little something, but it was more so about enjoying college and peeping the scene and seeing who else and what else was doing something. So it took a couple years, and like you mentioned, I pledged in spring '99. Couple years later, pledged Omega Psi Phi Beta Sigma chapter, and you know, the Southern scene. As much as Southern was popping and the college and the nightlife was popping on the yard, I still saw and felt that there was a void in the marketplace. And the void was either you going to Rags, Dreams, or, you know, just one of the local clubs, which was cool. You know, that's my people. I would go with that myself. You know, either you had that or you had something, you know, the Greek parties. But it wasn't an in-between where you could just put on some cologne and, you know, put your earrings on and get a haircut, and the ladies put their heels on, and it wasn't Greek affiliated. You wasn't at a club. You know, you might have to go rent a venue and do something real nice. And so I was like, myself and two other my friends, and we all played that semester. One was an Alpha, one was a Kappa, and myself, we got together and created Ambiance Entertainment. And we found a spot called Nightlife off Carpet Boulevard.
Okay.
And they didn't want to give us, you know, it was a white spot, just being frank. And the owner wasn't racist, so I'm not going to even put him out there like that.
Okay.
But just from a business side, he really didn't want to merge the crowds that we were going to have on the weekend with what his normal crowd was on the weekend. And being a business owner, I respected that. You know what I'm saying? So, but they gave us a Tuesday night. Probably didn't think it could work. They were closed on Tuesdays normally. Probably didn't think we could make any noise. But the reality of it is, man, we went from like 900 people the first Tuesday to 1,300, 1,150, 12.
Wow.
You know, and people were coming from all over, literally the
It was
region.
crazy. It was literally
They were coming
crazy.
from all over the region on Tuesday nights. Hammond, Lafayette, New Orleans,
You would literally have people in the mall on Mondays
Right.
and Tuesdays.
Thibodeau. They were
Really?
just coming from
Yeah, shopping.
everywhere. Coming from everywhere, man. So, you know, Tuesday, it became the thing. And kind of tapered off when school that was in the summer, June 13th, 2000 is the actual date. And it kind of tapered off in the fall when people started going to class and getting studious and whatnot. But Tuesday night, the midweek wasn't really popping. The Thursday was more so. I would think upscale. They had a real strong vibe. We went there every weekend, every Thursday. But you know, it kind of tapered off. But we knew that we were on to something.
Gotcha. Okay. So as far as Perfect 10,
Yes, ma'am.
like how did the name come about? How did that take off?
Well, as I alluded to, in spring 1999, I pledged Omega Psi Phi, and my line number was 10.
Okay.
My line number was 10. And one of my friends, my partners that was doing an ambiance with me, he had moved back to California, and my other friend was still here, and he pledged Kappa, Kenny Bone, Michael McLaughlin. So I had a frat brother that went to Grambling, and he was the 10 on his line. But I noticed when he came down here and they made us, you know, all his paraphernalia, it was like, man, perfect 10, like I'm the 10, I'm the perfect 10. I'm like, you know, that's a nice, my bad, that's a nice play on words with your line number. You know, I like that. So, I think we talked to him, I talked to him, and I was just like, man, you got this shirt, man, blah, blah, blah. We kind of ran it, and I kind of got a logo with the number 10 and perfect in the middle. I was like, man, perfect 10. And it is unbeknownst to me, my partner, his line number was 10. He was a Kappa.
Wow. Okay.
So it just fell.
It was in sync.
Yeah, it fell right. So it's like, that's what it was. Perfect 10 Productions. When got the LLC, R.I.P. to my man Elmer Sterling. He actually got the paperwork drawn up.
R.I.P.
Yeah, so
Elvin.
yeah, man, and that was it. Perfect 10 Productions, and just had a nice ring to it. I mean, of course, since then, you know, it's been abbreviated P10 and whoop de whoop.
Yeah.
But that's the origin right there. Like, that's true. That's my line number. I'm the 10 dog in my fraternity, and you know, he was the 10, and it just took off.
Okay. I can remember going to Perfect 10 parties when I first got in college.
Really?
Okay, and I remember the tone that was set for a Perfect 10 event. Like, what was the idea behind that tone being set in Baton Rouge? Because you were kind of like the pioneer of that type of tone
being
for an
frank,
event.
I mean, you know, this bar talk.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
Just being frank.
The smooth booted,
Yeah, I mean,
the church clothes.
as I mentioned earlier, there was a void in the marketplace. You know, it was you could dress down at the nightclubs, right? Now, and that was cool. Or you can go to the Greek parties and kind of conform to whatever they had to do. You know, of course, the Kappas, you're gonna dress all the way up. You know, Q parties is whatever, and everybody else kind of just it fell in line. But I want to create something, or we want to create something at the time where, you know, people could put their best stuff on. We renting out establishments, we renting out rental halls and places where you're doing wedding receptions and proms and just nice establishments, ballrooms and whatnot. And man, for that, man, you gotta put some clothes on.
Yeah.
And I also knew that, you know, when you have a stricter dress code or you put clothes on, everybody might not be feeling it. So you kind of gonna weed out your riffraff.
Right.
And most important, just being frank, the women love that shit.
They do.
You know what I'm saying?
We do.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that was just, I mean, it's no secret. That's the formula. You know, the women come, the men gonna do whatever, pay whatever, wear whatever, tuck it in, be mad, but they get in there and see all those beautiful women. Shit, it's worth it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, that's always been the formula. And that's one thing right now, me and Roy talk about that shit all the time. I hate the fact we kind of getting away from that because the women are conforming, but they still allowing the dudes to do whatever, and it's just like, I mean, I get it, design and stuff is cool, but man, we gotta step it back up, man. I think it's time to start, especially coming out this COVID shit, it's time to step it back up. Everybody's ready to get out and really let their head on and lower their inhibitions.
Right.
It's time to rock, man, for real.
Right.
So,
Yes, sir.
with that being said, we talk about this a lot. What made you say, man, I'm literally tired of making everybody else money and I want to make my own money? And
Shit, you nigga, you know.
yeah, and you decide, hey, look, man, I need to get my own spot. I need to get the ball. I need to control the dough. I need to control the narrative, period.
Just it made the most business sense. I mean, and you know that, Roy, better than anybody else, man. We talk about that all the time. I'm gonna just give you a flat out one day example. Like Homecoming 2002, right? Southern University Homecoming is mid-October. We had Lisa Ray in town. Hennessy sponsored the event, and we booked Boudreaux's on Government Street. A lot of people familiar with it
I
from
definitely remember that.
you know, a lot of people familiar with proms and wedding receptions and
yeah.
Christmas parties and all that. It was a very elegant facility. So we booked it for Homecoming. We had Lisa Ray coming to town. A lot of Southern alumni in the building. It was gonna be nuts. So I went that morning to do something with my sound guy, and they wouldn't let him set up because they were already having like a debutante tea or something in there. I went back that afternoon. I called over that afternoon. It was like he couldn't set up then because they're having another function. So we on function number 2, right? Slam pack line wrapped around Government Street. It was absolutely nuts, bananas. Everybody buying bottles. Everybody celebrating. It was just a great night. I think they bar might have did like $22,000.
Wow.
So, you know, that's 27 grand you saw of me. And guess what? They rushing us out of there at 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. They rushing us out to flip the building around because they got a brunch the next morning or some kind of the Lynx tea or some shit. You know, they had something else in there that Sunday morning. So I'm like, man, these people in full, just by owning the building and owning the bar, they probably seeing about 70 bands this weekend.
Right.
And I'm like, no, like, truthfully, I did good. Like, at the expenses and shit, I probably made like 12 grand myself. 12 grand is, shit, you in college or right out of college, shit, you straight.
Yes, sir.
But 70 sound way better than 12 to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when I know that the 27 day and 30 of it was because of my crowd. You know what I'm saying? So, at that point, that light bulb definitely went off, and it took a few years later, Squeak. You know that, like, you know, I didn't want to settle or hit or wait. So by the time we got the inbound, that was 2008. But that was always that seed was planted. Like, nah, we ain't, nah.
You gotta control the whole narrative.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's cool to do special events every now and then, but for that day to day, like we live and direct from the end zone. I mean, you know, that door admission, that's cool, bro, and the food, but man, that's where the bag is. You know what I'm saying? You know, we gotta get that bar money, man. Period. That's our business.
And how did it feel when once you? Because I remember this vividly. I came with you to set up for homecoming. Was at the River Center, the Centralplex, where we call it.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I got to show you something next week. And that's when you was negotiating the deal about the M-Bar. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember vividly, you was like, man, I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You and your pops had talked, and he was like, man, I'm gonna get it.
Right.
But how did it feel to be the first African American downtown 3rd Street? Nobody else was doing this, and you was a staple in the game. How you felt about that?
That shit was incredible, bro. I can't lie. I mean, I don't have no cool, neat, descriptive words. That shit was that was raw, man.
Because
like,
the kids today, they'll never know that. Like, nobody really know the experience of the M-Bar from Tuesday, really the Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You could get a different crowd on Tuesdays, all college crowd on Tuesdays. Thursday was kind of laid back. Friday, you kicked off the Friday night on the rocks, and Saturday was just, it was a great time. People booking birthday parties, and it was dope.
We would come from Lafayette,
Right.
My
Right.
sorority sisters, and come to the M-Bar like in the middle of the week.
It was just, man, it was just special, man. That time in life was just extremely special. I look back now and I realize, when you live in it, you don't think about it, but just how groundbreaking it was, how legendary it was. But I mean, at the same time, it was a whole lot of work. I learned so much. I learned so much about myself. I learned about my family. I learned about how to actually run a business, how to fail at running the business, how to make some monumental mistakes, how to take some huge losses.
Yes.
See, that's the part of the shit niggas don't talk about.
Yeah.
So
that's not on your Instagram story and your crowd shots.
Yeah, people ain't posting that kind of shit. I'm gonna keep it. Keep it.
It been plenty times we done. It felt like this in here. The air conditioner, the bartenders, and the security guards.
100%.
And then you got Calvin Brown. He still want his money.
Better know it.
And the DJ, he still want his money.
Shout out to Calvin.
Yeah,
Hey, let me tell you one thing. Me and Squeak say this shit all the time. That don't no L blow cold like when you taking that L.
Oof.
That shit feel like Antarctica in that.
Yeah, it feel like it
All
feel
the
like,
BTUs just on.
yeah. Then it feel like that 10 to 2 a long time.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh, it sound like you
God.
suffering.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good word, dog. You be that bitch suffering.
Yeah, you be that mug suffering.
Outside on your phone trying to play it off and shit.
Hey.
See, they don't post that.
No.
Everybody want to post the crowd shots. They don't want to post that dick look, though.
Yeah.
So can we talk about that? Like,
Yeah, we
bouncing
definitely-
back from a loss, like what's the mentality like experiencing a loss and then having to bounce back from it?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just resilience, and you got to know that when you sign up. This shit ain't easy, man.
Right.
Like, that's what I hate about it, man. It's been so fabricated and watered down and so sensationalized on social media that anybody think they could do it. I got X, Y, Z amount of followers. I could do this. Man, there's so much that go into it, so much paperwork. We allergic to paperwork as black people.
Yeah.
We allergic to emails and just PowerPoints and, man, it's proposals and paperwork and all kind of shit, and man, it's so, and payroll, that's all the P's. It's all so much stuff that just goes with this business that people don't realize and take for granted because they're coming out and have a good time. But like I tell Raw all the time, man, it's a double-edged sword because they ain't supposed to know. As a consumer, you ain't supposed to care. You go to Cane's, you want your chicken tenders, and you want bust out, you want them hot and fresh, that's what you going there for. You see what I'm saying? You don't care what their payroll is. You don't care who having a bad day. You want your shit and you want to bust out. So that's what we in the business of doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're in the business of providing a service, and they're not supposed to care. But I learned that lesson on the fly, on the job.
Yeah.
In the field of battle.
Yeah.
I thought, truthfully, it was gonna be, I just got a bar, just order some liquor, people buy it, and such. Nah.
We thought,
Inventory.
and the goal, man, we thought we was gonna make $1 million the
Come on,
first
man.
year.
Inventory, staffing, scheduling. I mean, it's so much that goes into this thing, man. It's so many moving parts that people take for granted. So, but I mean, it's a labor of love because at the end of the day, this it got to be in you, bro, and it's gonna show if it's not. Flat out. You don't get 10, 15, 20 years in this thing, and it ain't really in you. You'll fall by the wayside, and it's cool. No, it ain't no diss. Go get your play job like everybody else. Ain't nobody tripping. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for the faint of heart, man. This the real deal.
Right. You got to be built for it.
Oh, man,
And you got to constantly reinvent yourself.
every time, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't get comfortable. definitely can't get comfortable.
Because everything changes. Like right now, if I tried that formula, the perfect 10, that shit wouldn't work, man. The culture doesn't dictate that. People don't like getting dressed up. People don't like putting on cologne and being fresh. Well, let me take this back. The majority of people don't like that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This an NBA young boy, bounce to the ceiling ass, you know. And I like much respect. He from the crib. He from here. Get your money, dog. But that dude don't even have fans. He got like a cult.
Oh yeah.
It's a different series.
So it's, you know, the energy he's created is among. I tell, you know, from the political side, I tell people that all the time. People try to get endorsements from people. Listen, man, NBA right now, NBA young boy could get the governor of Louisiana elected if he endorse somebody.
Facts.
Think about
I
it.
believe it.
Because you got probably 3 to 4 million voters that probably never voted before. That if he say go to the polls and vote for this person, they get elected.
He has that much clout, yeah.
Hey,
Flat out.
I want to ask you this, and we talk about this all the time. Do you think, you know, when you say Perfect 10 probably wouldn't matter right now, but do you think if the women would stop being so...
Roy asked me loaded questions because you know we talk about this shit all the time.
It's a lot better.
Hey, Roy.
But I'm just saying, if the women really made the guy, because I mean, it's y'all fault. I'm gonna be real with you.
What?
Because y'all have let y'all standard down to dudes don't have to have haircuts no more. They come to your house and blow the horn, bump, bump, bump.
Hit the gate code.
Hit the gate code.
I think women have set the tone for this.
Yes, and I agree.
This the reason.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell you
I
why.
agree.
Because it's so easy now to slide in your DM and and it's easy.
Hey,
So
hey,
is it women or is it social media that has changed the game?
it's women allowing social media to change.
like-
I mean, it's not women.
It's women.
Let me tell you.
Don't put it
Let
on.
me
No,
tell you
because
why.
if y'all, this was the thing.
Okay.
If y'all demanded, man, you need a haircut, you a dirty looking boy, or you a dirty looking man, guess what? We gonna change that. Cause I know when I was growing up in middle school, coding or whatever like that, watching the Cosby Show or whatever, however it's going, if you like that woman,
Yeah.
you come and sit at the house like this here, watching
Yes,
Cosby Show,
indeed.
different world.
Speaking to Granny.
Yeah, you speaking to everybody. Ain't no blowing you. Hey, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Tucked in.
Look, you tucked in and you sit on the couch like this. You know what I'm saying? Better not, no cover. Better not come on there or nothing like that. You paying attention.
So women, y'all hear this? Women, we are the cause of the transition
Y'all
of
can
the nightlife.
Y'all can really change the narrative if y'all demanded more from a clean cut guy, a dude not just coming out the house in basketball shorts and slippers and pants sagging or whatever. If y'all like turn that person down, no matter.
Can I get all the way raw with it?
Go ahead.
Get
go
raw
ahead, go
with
ahead.
it. Go
I'm gonna be
ahead.
real with you. All that shit has its place. Basketball shorts, late night appointments, all that shit got its place. But you know what the reality of it is? It ain't no in between. Dudes don't have to do no work to rip something.
So,
It ain't no effort. These young dudes don't know shit about sitting on the couch watching Love Jones 13 times with a chick.
poetic justice.
Yeah, we can
Brown sugar.
Boomerang. We keep going down the list, man. Act like you ain't never seen that shit before.
So I can admit, but it's not my generation. I don't feel like.
Well,
I
maybe
feel
it's
like
not.
it's
It
the
might-
younger generation.
Maybe it's not, but
They've accepted.
this is what I'm saying. Who taught that? Or where did it come down from?
Just where did it get so bad?
Maybe it's social media.
I'm gonna tell you this though.
What?
The thing that I really have a problem is no in between.
Mm-hmm.
See, people act like street dudes and gangs and shit just thought. No, we been had that.
Right.
Facts.
That ain't never been out of style, man. That ain't never. But you also had athletes. You had your athletes looked a certain way. You had your preps. They looked a certain way. Look clean cut people, nerds. They looked a certain way. See, nowadays everybody gangsters. Everybody is a gangster.
Oh
nowadays.
wait, everybody wants to portray to be a
Oh yeah,
gangster.
that's what I mean though.
Everybody wants to portray to be
That's
a
what I mean.
gangster.
That's what I mean.
And how do we see this? Social media. Social media has a big,
Yeah,
is a big difference.
yeah.
It was not around back then.
That's a fact.
It really changed the game.
It play a major part.
It's the biggest part because
That's a
now you
fact.
don't have to go out to meet people. Like TJ said, you can slide in a DM
Yeah.
and get somebody
Hey,
number.
and hit the gate code. Man, it ain't no talking, it's texting. And, bro, dudes don't even know what they having that lump in your chest is to walk across the room and ask somebody to dance, man.
That's
Hey.
true.
To slow. What happened to slow drag
Hey,
in the
Dudes
club?
don't even ask you to dance anymore like that.
But, but you know what the problem is?
What?
Y'all still gonna let them rip, though.
Who is y'all? I'm not inclusive.
Not you. I'm just saying women. You nigga ain't gotta court you. They don't have to be
Pull up in
they
the
don't-
old school.
Yeah, they don't have to be nice or kind. Nigga pull up with some wings from the end zone and a little daiquiri and hit the gate code and tell you to come downstairs and it's on.
So y'all think the good guys are out of style?
Yeah. Look, let me tell y'all something.
Y'all don't want
think
the
them
good
corny.
guys.
Yeah, y'all want them.
They lame.
that's corny.
They're capital L.
Yeah, that's corny.
Y'all don't want them.
Y'all don't want that.
Y'all want somebody that you know how
I
we say.
beg to differ.
I watched this. I watched the
beg
meme.
to
I watched the
differ.
meme talking about he toxic. I just want his peace and all that. Y'all want a person that can punch you down.
Yeah.
I'm,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
I can admit
Choke
this.
you out,
Women,
and then y'all go right back to him. Yeah.
no.
No. Listen. I'm telling you, I
no.
seen it all the time. Like I said, the times have changed. But where we going back to this is, can we get back to the nightlife piece of it?
Okay.
When, you know, and I understand it. Like I tell people all the time, I know I'm in North Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah.
It's a decor shop. It's
Okay.
cool, comfortable. I know what to expect. But I do get quality coming here all the time. I get the best of both worlds. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We get this person, all these. It's like TJ always said it. It's like a melting pot of Baton Rouge that come to one spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got the gumbo effect. But you know, it has to be a time when it's an event and it's just a regular weekly party or regular something like. It got to be an event where you be like, man, look, I just went and spent this on some shoes. My cologne cost this. I just came out the house and just got a haircut. I just, women, y'all go get y'all face beat.
Yeah.
Y'all go stay in the hairdresser for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Getting tied up. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it has to be them kind of events where you know the city talking about it or whatever like this. And I always want to tell you this. Like I noticed this, and he'll tell you this, man. Back in the day, years ago, when somebody had a big budget, no, you wouldn't stop promoting or you wouldn't close your doors, but you would take your foot off the gas. And everybody went supported everybody. You wanted to put clothes on, you went and bought a section, or you wanted to go, but your door's still open because you got some people that's not gonna go to that.
Yeah.
You know, you got some people that's stuck in their own situation, so they just gonna go to the hole in the walls, the bars, the dagger shop. You got those kind of people,
Yeah.
but you got some people that be waiting for those events.
Right.
Elaborate though, Roy. Like, I mean, we from here, and it ain't no love lost and no beef, none of that. Like, when Q would have his big birthday bash, everybody stand down for the most part.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You do your big black and
When
white
Super
party.
Mike have his big birthday bash in March every year at the Atrium or whatever, people pretty much stand down and everybody go support. When I do the black and white, and then on top of that too, we would all kind of talk to each other and be like, hey, so we ain't bumping heads on the weekends.
Yeah.
See, now it ain't no respect from that standpoint.
No camaraderie.
It ain't no. It's what, because Baton Rouge, unless it's a homecoming weekend or something like that, we cannot sustain. We don't have the demographic to even support 4 to 5, 6 large events in a night. We don't. On a typical Saturday night, 4 to 5 to 6. This not Houston, man. It's not Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Much as we like it and run up and down the road and get there and play, and I like it. You know, ain't no hating, but I'm just like, we have to be understanding of what our true demographic is and who's actually spending this disposable income and who actually going out, bro. A lot of times in that little 18 to 25 or 21 to 30 demographic, people fighting over the same little small group of people, especially in the COVID era. You know, in this COVID environment, you know, it's not many people to choose from. So that's why niggas be beefing over birthday parties and shit.
Yeah.
Niggas be beefing over host flies. Niggas be beefing over hookah. Y'all laugh, but y'all know damn well I'm serious. That shit is corny, man, and really it's sad. It's sad, bro. Niggas beefing over hookah and birthday parties and who name on the fly, who named first. That shit weak, man. That shit corny. Like, but we always talking about Houston or Atlanta or Dallas or Miami, and I love all those places. But bruh, we are pregnant with possibility right here in Baton Rouge.
We have so much potential.
And listen, all the club owners, all the promoters have great potential, right?
Yeah.
And it's facts. So it's been proven.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, if everybody just, had the same, because I'm going to be real, me and TJ Lil talking about this. This is the only industry that everybody want to get on the list. Everybody want a discount. Everybody want to
a
get in
celebrity
free.
out here.
So, you go back to this. when you go get your hair cut, you got to pay for that. When
Yeah.
you go stand in line to get the new Jordans, you got to pay for that.
Right.
When you go get your lashes, your makeup, all that, you got to pay for that. But when it come to our business, they like, oh man, I can't be on the list. I help you promote it. I put it.
Oh,
on the
how
flyer.
much the bottle is? 250. No. How much is it for me? Nigga, 250. 250. You know what I'm saying? Raw, how much is it to get in? 20. Nah, for me though. 20. You know what I'm saying? You might have a personal relationship with your barber, your cosmetologist, your beautician, whatever. You see them 3, 4, 5 times a week. Your nail tech, and the women got all these wigs and weaves and helmets and shit nowadays.
The
and,
helmets.
Yeah, whatever they be putting on and shit. Hey, everybody got a personal relationship, but you paying that.
That's true.
You paying for the hair. I learned some shit the other day. I just learned this the other day. Yo, I'm behind. You got to pay for the hair, the install. It's a fucking process.
It is
You know that
a
shit?
process. It's a process.
I'm like, what's the difference between the install and what is the install?
Hey, look. Then when you get your hair cut, you gotta pay the app before you even get there.
Yeah, bro.
So you know, so if you miss your appointment, that's still paid for.
Deposit
Yeah,
gone.
man.
Everything done. So I mean,
But let us try to do deposit though. Let the night light. Let Roy say you got to pay a deposit to get in the end zone. If you coming on Friday, you want to reserve a table? Send your deposit for your crawfish on Monday. Man, Roy,
So what
Roy,
y'all
whole ass
think?
nigga. No.
Y'all think people don't look at entertainment as
They
something
don't.
that they should pay for?
No, they just don't value us here. I'm gonna just be frank with it, straight up. It's more of a Baton Rouge market
you
thing.
can go right now 60 miles, 60 minutes. You can go to Lafayette, either Lafayette, New Orleans. You are gonna pay that. You are gonna stand in line.
No problem.
The bottles are higher
Yeah,
than Baton Rouge. You're not gonna bat an eye.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, they got a dress code, you tucking your shit in. They got whatever you tipping, you spending. You get, matter of fact, if it's in New Orleans, you get there a day early so you can go to Saks and all that kind of shit. Spend more money.
You gonna get your room.
But this man want $20 to get in his spot or whatever, or Q want $20 at the Noche, or Asian wants some money at Ballin' Room. It's an issue, man.
So do y'all think it's the mentality of the city? Or
Man, that
like,
shit fucked up.
But I'm gonna be real. It's our fault though, cause we spoiled everybody. It's our fault.
Hey,
that's what it is.
You want me to tell you the truth?
Go ahead.
That's why I'm the bitter nigga now. Like, let people tell. I don't give a fuck. But niggas gonna tell you I'm bitter, I'm mad, I'm angry. But no, I would rather sit my ass at home for I keep conforming to this whack ass shit, man.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do something, it's gonna be either it's gonna be free. Now that's what I'm on. Now I'm on my free shit.
Yeah.
Like I cut a deal with the bartender, and look, your bar gonna be slow tonight. I'm gonna get you about 5, 6 bands you weren't gonna see. Give me 2 of them.
Yeah.
Cause I came here.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my people here. I ain't charging them shit. My money gonna come from, cause I know what the bar gonna do too.
Yeah.
I've been doing this long enough to do that now too.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's about reinventing yourself and being smarter. But as far as straight up admission and stuff like that, unless it's an event, I don't even like doing that no more. Because it's so insulting that people that support you all the time, or you support all the time, or and they talking about they got a list and they got people with them. No, you ain't got no people with you at the car wash, man. No, Big Baby been supporting me forever.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just talk about Big. Everybody love Big. He go everywhere in the city.
True.
He show love to everybody.
Shout
That's
out
my
to Big.
dog.
Shout out to Big.
Shout out Big.
Real talk. Everybody rock with Big. That's a great example, right? Let me tell you something. Big come, he spend, he never ask for a discount. If I do go get my truck washed and go to Big, guess what? He could be there or not. I'm going to pay them people.
Yeah.
Like, that's friends, that's business. Like, real friends ain't asking to get on no goddamn list, man. That shit whack. And y'all see I'm getting mad. I be passionate about
Don't
that
let
shit.
it out. Let it out.
Like, stop asking for a list, man. Stop. Pay for the section, bro. You know what I'm saying? Pay in advance for the section. How about that? Do the shit you be doing everywhere else in all these other cities. Niggas planning vacations all across the summer right now. Cause we open up. Niggas sending deposits to Aruba, Jamaica,
Tulum.
Miami, Tulum, Breckenridge, Colorado, everywhere. But this man say he need $20 to get in here. It's an issue. He a hoe. Let's call it what it is. Roy changed. He acting funny. Q acting like a hoe. TJ a bitch ass nigga. That's what they saying.
Facts.
Damn.
But I mean, and
Hey, this ain't the radio either. I'm talking my shit in here today.
Hey, go ahead. Let it out. Get him another drink.
Nah, but hey, it's a great idea. Barkeep,
we got another shot.
bartender.
So basically, what you're saying is, do you think it could come back to back to the old days?
Yep.
What is it gonna take though? What is it gonna take?
For niggas, with all due respect, for niggas to hold they nuts, man.
Oh,
Straight up.
pick them up.
Everybody got to get together. sit down round table. We ain't gotta like people. That's the thing, bro. And let's talk culture too. White folks don't have to like each other to do business.
That's true.
Facts.
I ain't gotta like you. We ain't never gotta do business together. But I ain't gonna block you.
Yeah.
So, and another thing too, we ain't talk about this either. I see that in the DJ community too, cause I spend a little bit from time to time. You know what I'm saying? I see that in the DJ market too. If niggas set a standard price for a quality DJ, niggas stop beating the game down with that too.
Let's talk about DJs then.
Yeah, that's what's up.
When you go out, do y'all feel like y'all hear the same music
Hell
all
yeah.
the time? And why is that?
Because we conform to what, hey, they say.
What's the word I told you the other week, Rod? That DJ's gonna have to start having.
Oh, yeah.
Well, personality?
No.
What?
I got to remember, but we
Courage.
Yeah. And
Nigga
you
don't
got-
want to talk about. And I ain't saying nigga scary. I'm just saying it takes courage to play something different other than boom, boom, boom. And I want to hear that shit too.
Yeah.
But all fucking night. Because when you go to Houston or when you go to Dallas or the other places you like, you gonna hear a little East Coast, some old Biggie, you gonna hear some Pac, you gonna hear some Ty Dolla $ign, you gonna hear some old slow shit, some R&B, some Mary J. You gonna hear all that. And you also gonna hear the boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And so you had a good night. And when you leave that bitch, you like, man, it's just so different there. It's so different there. Nah, nigga, they just playing the shit that everybody wanna play and niggas scared to play at home.
That's true.
Because as soon as if you play in Baton Rouge, if you get outside the box of Baton Rouge, they got 3 or 4 niggas in the back and 3 or 4 ratchet chicks talking about, oh, it's bougie, it's boring in there. I won't hear that, you know how I'm coming.
Dumb.
Yeah, that's what I want here. That's what I want here. Well, guess what, baby? Carry your yeah ass out of here. I ain't doing it for you. Or sit down until I play the pom pom pom. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, our drink's ready.
got
Hold
a-
on.
Ding, ding, ding.
They got pause. Man, what made you really start DJing? Because I always tell you this, even though you my friend, my business partner, we talk all the time. You a hell of a DJ, dog.
I appreciate it, boss. For
Yeah,
real.
you a hell of a DJ, bro. I can't lie.
We're really like 2005. It's just another void in the marketplace. And actually, myself and Alton Bates and some other folks, we started doing a Tuesday night set at Marizil's. It used to be Marizil's, but it was called Rasputin on 3rd Street. The Tuesday night set, man, it was real fly. And like I think we had a couple DJs once or twice, but I wasn't getting that vibe that I felt like, cause certain stuff that music dictates a lot of stuff. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I don't feel like we always got to put a dress code or age limit. Certain stuff, if you come in there and the vibe is a certain way and the music is a certain way, some people gonna feel uncomfortable just out the gate,
Right.
Facts.
and they not gonna feel like I belong here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I got some dude coming there with talk about yeah, it's up, well, you know, yeah, and I'm playing Sade, they might not stay too long.
They don't know about Sade.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a real woman.
And I say, you know, it's crazy. The vibe was so raw there. You had a gold birthday party, right?
Yeah, bro.
And I'm tight as hell, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nickname Squeaky, whatever, but I'm tight. So you order Cristal, $200 a bottle. I had to get a bottle.
Yeah, we did it up that night, but that was
You
a
know
good
what I'm
time.
saying? That was probably one of my biggest purchases on the bottle for myself. Because it was like my friends, I remember Man and Carvis was with me, and I bought a bottle of Cristal. You know what
Man,
I'm
we
saying?
had a good time that night.
It was a good
But
time.
As far as the DJ, like you said, like just period, that's what it was, man. I just saw another void in the marketplace that I felt I could help. Like and let me say this too, bro. I take DJing, the craft of DJing very serious. That's why for the longest, you know, Roy, I would never even tell nobody I was a DJ. I never really had a DJ name or logo or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I always paid homage to the GOATs, man, the Super Mics, the Incredibles, the Marquise, you know what I'm saying, DJ Jumbo, Bobby's, you know, New Orleans. These cats has been here forever. Dre, just doing this thing so long, Slaughter, like they take the craft very, very seriously, and I had so much respect for the game, I would never even put myself on their level. But I knew I could play some stuff that I knew I wanted to hear in certain environments. That's all. And they just kind of took, that was like 05. So it just kind of took off from there, and slowly but surely, some people started liking the vibe and you know what I would bring. But I'm not the mixy, scratchy, you know, getting a real DJ battle and do all of those shit, and take your shirt off, and you know, I ain't that. But I mean, I could put some stuff on where you
know
can
that
vibe.
playlist.
I'm gonna tell you my pleasures from a DJ side, my preferences, if you will.
Go ahead.
I like that hotel lobby shit. You know what I'm saying? I like that rooftop shit. You know what I'm saying? I like that wedding reception, backyard barbecue, Sunday set, turkey neck boiling type shit. You know, because that's nothing. Roy know that better than anybody. Like, people give me the charge of, you the bougie dude, you the perfect 10 dude.
He ratchet.
I go to Benny Who and sit in that bitch and order me a setup. Oh, you know, and I be happy as a peacock in them. You know, that's just my thing. But I know what's conducive for business too. You know what I'm saying? It's certain shit you can't do for certain crowds all the time.
Right.
You know, it's like sometimes you can't get mad when you pouring all kind of water on something. You know, like when you pray for rain, you can't get mad when you get wet.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's one of those things. But music is my passion. You know, that's my major in school. My dad is a musician. I've always had a passion for it. And honestly, over the quarantine piece of it, you know, this past year, and watching all these virtual shit, you know what I'm saying, it's really kind of, you know, taking the scab off the wound for me and kind of re-excited me about spinning again. So that's my thing. But I will tell you this, I turn down way more stuff than I take now.
Gotcha.
Because I just don't want to do, because I want to be fair too. I'll be honest with you, I'm not good for certain environments either.
Right.
That's one thing. Niggas ain't, you don't have to take all these gigs, because I want to be fair to the people. And I don't want to be miserable, because DJing ain't nothing I really do for the money. I do it for the passion. I do it somebody's 40th or 50th birthday party, and it might be 30 people at their house, and somebody uncle boiling crawfish, and they playing spades and dominoes. I like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I do that before I go do a packed ass club, and I gotta play, you know, straight jig music all night.
Yeah.
And let me say that too. I ain't knocking the jig music or the culture. I love that shit. Like, for real, the bump HD and them niggas got hits, and you know, YB and, you know, Badass, my people, the web, like the whole Baton Rouge culture and the movement, man, that's in me, man. That's in the fabric of who I am. This is my city. I love this bitch. But the reality of it is, you know, if you go to Atlanta, you're not gonna hear trap all night. You're not gonna hear T.I. or the one or two, you know, all night. You're gonna hear some in the best events. You're gonna hear a little bit of everything, and that's like, I like to do a little bit of everything. That's all.
Yeah.
And I want to say this, you know what I'm saying? When I first got started, I got my blessings from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I was coming in a lane that he was already in control of, right?
Yeah.
But people always calling me, man, Squeak booked this. My best friend Jai, he always told me I was a promoter, right? Because I knew how to get certain stuff started. So I seen TJ. It was a club right there on Airline. It was been 1,000 different names, but he was outside passing out flyers for one of his events, and I bumped into him, and I said, "Say, bro, you know, me and TJ been knowing each other since probably 6th grade. Youth Encampment, Upper Bound, NYSP. That's when the yard was the yard,
Shout
right?
out to NYSP.
So you know what I'm saying?
All white army, man.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying?
I was a counselor too, man.
So people don't really know about that, but I've been knowing him forever. So I saw him, and it was crazy. Then when I saw him out there, I was like, man, look, bro, I'm about to start doing events, parties, or whatever like that, and I got a situation at the plaza, right? And I was letting him know, but it's not. I can't get people to dress up. I could probably get you to put a polo shirt, some G-Nuggets, some Jordans, or whatever on, but that ain't me.
Yeah.
I can't get people to dress up, but I let him know that because I was paying homage to him. Like, a lot of these young people, I love them to death, no lie, but I feel like they forget, you know, who did this before them.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I gotta shout out Tim, Shelton, Norman,
Shit, legends.
you know what I'm saying, Mr.
Legends.
Vincent,
Legends.
you know what I'm saying, Benny Who. I talk to Benny every day, so I gotta give them their props, because I talk to Benny almost every other day to get advice about the game. So
if you give props, not a nigga feel like you dick ride.
Yeah.
Dick pulling or however that's going.
And that's
Cloud
crazy.
chasing, all that.
So when I saw TJ, I let him know, bro, like, I appreciate what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we hadn't seen each other in a minute, but after that day, we got to talking every day.
Yeah.
Almost every day, literally.
Wow.
Yeah, every day, every morning, every night we talking about stuff. And it was a while, like everybody wanted to do something with him, collab with him or whatever. And it was a while before me and him actually collab, because he had the M-Bar. I ended up getting this, I was doing Bennigan's, and I got him to DJ a couple of times. And I had a situation with Bennigan's, and when the Bennigan's went bankrupt, the guy who owned it, he was like, hey man, look, I see what you're doing, I like what you're doing, do you want to be my business partner? So that was history. But TJ had an M-Bar, and it's crazy because he'll come bring the whole staff before they get packed over there, come to Insomnia, buy up, and everybody else. And a lot of people that don't know, like a lot of people got started with the M-Bar and Insomnia. All these people that have companies now, they either come from a branch off of him or me or Vic, you know what I'm saying, with VI Production. Shout out to CJ back there in the back in the crowd. But it was a situation where a lot of people came off those trees.
Gotcha.
Right, so you know what I'm saying, it was deep. But like I always tell people, man, I give him his flowers while he's here. You know what I'm saying? TJ can go get buildings that I can't go get, right?
Based on what?
Shit, he been doing it a long time.
Gotcha,
And he has the know-how and everything else. And I have learned a lot from him.
Gotcha.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, TJ had a P10 promo team. I got a promo team called The Crew. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I learned a lot from him. Me and him did a graduation party at the varsity, right? And it was crazy. He came up with the idea, and I'm gonna go back to this. Like I say, man, I just want to give you your flowers while you're here, bro. Like, you done some monumental things in the city, and a lot of people don't talk about that. But I got to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, even before, I got to tell you this. I remember when we did a graduation party at the varsity, and it was an idea that you came up with. It was crazy, man. You was like, well, let me go back to this. You were the first person to get sparkles here. I remember you went to D.C. for Howard Homecoming. You bugged me up to go too. You kept telling me I kept missing the trip. When I finally went, I seen what you was talking about.
Yeah, man.
But you came back with the idea of sparkles. You was the first person at the M-Bar sparkle up, and nobody knew it, but you know what I'm saying? You had some sparkles coming. You trying to show off from this person over there. I got sparkles coming, and you know, your bottle night might turn from $300 to $3,500 because everybody competing. Or I gotta have the sparkles. I gotta send me 3 more bottles, and then you got bottle wars going on. Real talk. I remember this vividly, and it's still going on to this day. I really trying to get away from it now, but we did a graduation party. I forgot the year, but we was at the varsity.
2011.
Yeah, and we did host flies, right? And it was crazy. Like, every graduate had their own picture, so it's personal. And I remember when I went to him and told him, man, I'm gonna take something out your book. Now, mind you, we doing stuff together, and he kind of brokered the deal at the Famous. So when we got to the Famous, you know what I'm saying, it was a big old place, it was crazy, but I felt like what I could do different was give everybody, and I had the crew, Nerd, Bendu, BJ, shout out BJ, Courtney, shout out the crew. But what I did different was, and Pat, he was part of the crew too. So what I did different, I got everybody who had a birthday party, right? And made them have their own personal flyer. And we went from nobody at the Famous on every Thursday to, it was crazy. Like, we messing the city up, right?
I remember those Thursdays.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember those Thursdays.
Stay every Thursday. Yeah, stay every Thursday. He pitched the theme to me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, what you think about therapy Thursday? I said, I'm gonna run with it. You know what I'm saying? I got everybody together. I used to have meetings in my house on Sunday. I cook. Everybody come over there. So what happened was, Hammond, Southeastern didn't have school on Thursday, and Southern didn't either. It's crazy. Like, we started in the summertime, and it never clicked until one day BJ, he was like, man, I could get Max on the ticket. So we got Max on the ticket, and it was a finals game. And I remember I asked Mr. Vincent, I said, hey, you could put the game on the TV. So we made a flyer for the finals, and then we had Max perform. Man, after that, it just it clicked.
Yeah.
I'm talking about from there to November, we had a run. Like,
So is that how the partnership?
No, I think we did a couple of things before that.
Okay.
When they had an incident that happened at Insomnia, and the guy didn't want to renew the lease. Something happened, so he extended. He was the only person that did it. He was like, man, look, I got some open dates on a Saturday, but you can come over here and do stuff. And we start collabing from there.
And the thing with Squeak, bro, it made a lot of sense. Number one, because like I said, we running every day, we talking every day, we dealing with some of the, and first of all, we friends, and that's always feel good when you can have an organic partnership with somebody you cool with. It don't always work out, but with me and him, it did, because we had a lot of similarities, but my strengths weren't his strengths, and vice versa. His strengths weren't my strengths, but we both met somewhere in the middle, and we always saw eye to eye on most things, and that's rare in a partnership. But like he said, man, it's certain people he could get out the house that I couldn't.
Yeah.
Squeak gotta, man, you know, I appreciate the love and the following and the roses and all that, but man, this man here is a monster. Like, Roy is he is very, very driven. He's extremely hardworking. He's extremely competitive. He's extremely passionate about getting folks out the house. Like, Roy, Roy, like, no diss, Roy will bother your ass. Like, real nigga shit. Like, y'all know I'm telling the truth. Roy gonna text you, DM me, good morning.
I got a lot of them.
Yeah, he gonna hit you early in the morning. He gonna hit you again to remind you. And you know, on game day, that's what we call our event days. On game day, shit, man, it's foot on the gas.
Yeah,
he working it. But and it's certain people I could get out there he couldn't get out. But for Lord, by the time we got Allure, man, you know, that was our version in this city of a mega club, right? It was just so big.
Yeah.
So you had to join forces.
Yes.
Like, that couldn't be just my crowd or just Roy crowd, or it got to be everybody feels comfortable there, or at least separate the nights. So we had a good formula. Everything didn't work all the time, but we went on a run over there where it was serious. We went on a run over there.
Yeah.
It was. But you know, I think what hurt us over there was the climate of the city, and that's another thing that affects entertainment that people don't want to talk about. Look at what we're doing now in COVID. Look how COVID has affected the entertainment scene. Like in the end of 2015, end of 2016, you had the Great Flood. Everybody lost everything.
Right.
Then right after that, you had Alton Sterling getting killed. We had civil and social unrest in our city, literally protesting national news and all type of stuff in our backyard. It wasn't a really celebratory time. People didn't really want to get out and kick it.
Right.
You know, party, spend no money for no. So that hurt our business.
Yeah.
You know, we were just a kind of, let me take the bait, it hurt everybody's business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be prepared for and we weren't prepared at the time, just being frank. You know, because we had a lot of our stuff together, but we'll be the first to admit we weren't the best businessmen. Like, so now the maturity, that's why I love seeing what he got going here. That's why I know what I got going personally, that we've taken those lumps and those mistakes and the money, you know, the good times and the success that we've had at those establishments, and learn from it all.
Yeah.
And it's formed into this right now. I think either one of us will be unstoppable. And not just us. You can look at the Qs of the world. You know what I'm saying? Q's killing it. He's doing. Adrian is doing well. They got a lot of people in the city. BJ doing well. Look what Vic has transitioned to with this wing empire. I'm sorry.
That's good.
And I'm not calling the empire wings. I said a wing empire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people are doing their thing, bro, and that's the beautiful side of it. It's just that our profession, if you will, and I don't say that lightly, because people don't look at what we do as a profession. That's the crazy. It's look, oh, they just throw parties. Oh, they just like, oh, by the way type shit.
Speak on it, yeah.
Nah, man, but it's entertaining people is a real deal profession if you're true to it.
Yeah.
Facts.
Because everybody can't do it, bro.
Right.
You have to have a certain personality, a certain demeanor.
Yeah.
You got to have thick skin. You got to be ready to get talked about, lied on, hated on.
Yeah.
You know, all that shit, man. This shit.
Yeah.
You know, stones thrown at your ass. You got to get ready for all the ridicule, and on top of it, you got to deal with the politics and the bullshit of the city.
Yeah.
People ask me all the time about why you left the M-Ball. Yeah, I went on a hell of a run, 5 years. But man, I got tired of everything about downtown. If they got a car being broken into on Laurel Street, round the corner or somewhere, hey, the people must came from the M-Ball. It's the levee on 4th of July, way down there. Every year for 30 years they've been shooting a gun in the air. Oh, the M-Ball people were shooting at the M-Ball. I mean,
Become
shooting
a target, right?
So I can't just take the lick for everything that's going on, and we ain't never have no incidents of that kind while we were down there. We went on a 5-year run, and you know it was a magical time. But you know, the politics, all this stuff have to change. That's kind of where I feel like that's where we are now.
Yeah.
You know, getting to that point of where we affecting the culture and the change and the policy of this city, our politicians and whatnot.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy. TJ used to tell me this all the time, and I used to always tell him this. And it was like, once I got this spot, you know what I'm saying, and you know, I had a job, right? And at the time, I didn't have a job. I mean, I had a job. I had a job 9 to 5 the whole time I've been doing parties, right?
Yeah.
And TJ used to always tell me, look, bro, if you put the effort that you go to work for somebody else in right now at our spot, we'll kill it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I can tell y'all something about Roy. Y'all, like, if we start talking about this dude's schedule, you wouldn't believe it. That's why he always going to sleep on the phone on your ass and start snoring in the middle of the conversation. Man, Roy would leave the club literally on Thursday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, because our Wednesdays at the Lure used to be retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like the crawfish that turned into the karaoke,
The bingo,
the DJ Def brought the blingo from the casino, bro. Our Wednesdays used to just be serious, bro, and we'd be there till 1, 2 in the morning. Man, Roy be up at 5 on the road to Mandeville, Louisiana.
That's where you was working?
See what I'm saying? People don't know that.
Yeah, 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back.
Damn, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every day.
And he used to always say, man, you comfortable, bro, but man, if you gave this much effort to a lure.
And my wife started fussing at him because Roy was like, well, you know, I got benefits over there. She's like, my wife was like, well, Roy, you can get your own benefits. You can pay your own benefit packages. You know that?
But I learned, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And we
you know,
just, you know, but no, truthfully, what he's saying is none of us really knew. We learned this shit on the fly, man.
And you know what I'm saying? They always say fear. You know what I'm saying? You be in that comfort zone, right?
Right.
And I was always comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm getting a check, and I'm making a killing, throwing events.
Yeah.
Because we got a lure, and we still doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting a check.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, I'm killing it. You know, and bought a house, you know what I'm saying? Did all this right here. So the crazy part about it is I learned when TJ got out the way and I had to do something on my own, like I had to see how valuable it was, like go do the liquor order, go and pay the taxes,
Yeah.
go and do all that.
The
While
business part.
While I'm at work, you know what I'm saying, man, he like, man, these people bluesing me down here. I had to sit in the tax office, they got a line out the door, you know what I'm saying? But when you see that, when you got to do it yourself, because like I tell you, that shit a monster.
Yeah.
When you wake up, it's like when you're an entrepreneur, people don't understand that it's no time to get off or nothing like that. You there till whenever you finish.
Right.
So I understood that.
And people really run with the narrative like, man, you know, you could do what you want, you get to punch your own clock and stuff. Yeah, but you gotta have a certain kind of mindset for that. Because if you're not, you giving yourself just enough rope to hang yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I could get up at yeah, you can get up at 10, 12, 30, whatever the case may be. But most of them days it's best for you to get up at 7:30 or whatever the case. That's why I started taking my daughter to school. You know, truthfully, like my wife, we kind of worked the thing out with homework. She, you know, that was more her thing, and I'm also the Uber driver, right? But getting up at 6:30 in the morning, that was hazing me, literally at first.
Yeah.
But it would force me to start my day. Me and him talking at 6:30 in the morning. Now I talk to me and Cole, and me and him, we back and forth. We go get breakfast. We get our day started. Now it's starting to go back to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like all that kind of stuff. In early day, get that out the way, man. So you had the rest of the day to be productive. And all of that whole narrative about sleeping and all that, you know, it's not about what Steve Harvey said or anybody else said about criticizing people for sleeping. It's just, man, be useful and effective. Because they got some people, I tell Roy this shit all the time. They got some people that's so big on, I'm up and at 'em, I'm up. But nigga, if you at home sitting in your drawers watching ESPN, you could be asleep for that. You see what I'm saying? Is you up, but are you productive?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I come up under Isaac Greggs, man. He taught us to practice for results, not hours.
Yeah.
And you don't practice don't make perfect. That's bullshit. Whoever told you that, that's a lie. Perfect practice makes perfect. If you practice the wrong shit over and over again, you're gonna be good at being wrong. You're gonna be perfect at doing that shit wrong.
That's a word.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but you know, at the end of the day, it's about being productive. Don't get it twisted now. Some nights I have a little, you know, and the next morning is hard. I'm dragging, you know, and people fussing at me and shit. I'm in here. But for the most part, I try to get my day started, get rolling, get on these phones, get on some calls, moving around, go check on some things. And you know what I'm saying? We just got a lot going, and this entrepreneurial life ain't all what it seems at all times. It ain't. That meme on social media really sticks out. Nobody's posting their failures, man.
Never.
Nobody.
Man, there been times, like I tell you, shit, at Allure. You know what I'm saying? We done had great nights, and we done had, hit the whistle? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We done had great nights, but, you know,
punched on in that bitch.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time, like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. So I tell people, we done had blessings because we done had both sides packed at the same time with two different crowds. Our crowd, Jeezy All-Star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me and BJ and the crew over here and Jeezy All-Star or something else, we done had great times. So, you know what I'm saying? We've been blessed, man. We've been blessed to have Allure, do stuff at the airport, do stuff at the Centroplex, the River Center. We done had those kind of situations. Man, I remember this vividly. We had Trina booked. Trina double booked us, right? Mm-hmm. We had a situation with Boosie that we already paid a deposit on. He called Boosie with the relationship with him and Boosie. He called Boosie personally. I need you to come down. What you got the next day? Shh. Swole it up. 2 times. Now, this probably the best time our bar ever did. We had Boosie had a coming home party at Southern University, right?
Yeah, July 3rd.
It was July 3rd, the day before Ezra Fest, the day before 4th of July. I'm talking about when I tell you, mayhem.
In a good way.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about everybody was in there. There wasn't nobody getting into it. It was just good energy. It was that good street energy. And man, you know, you need that sometime. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what, bro, we understand
you had the street, you had the streets, and you had pretty girls.
Oh, yeah.
You had everybody. You had the Deltas, the K's, everybody. Because, I mean, you can say what you want to say. Everybody love Boosie.
That's true.
Know that.
You can say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what CJ said earlier, right? You know, you can't speak 225 without speaking TJ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get what people say about me, but you can't speak 225 without him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the oldest person doing this. No matter what the internet say or whatever, nobody was doing parties before him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period. So you got to give him his roses while he's here.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And I tell him this all the time, like, not just because you my friend, man, you do your shit. Even when you DJing, you know, go to these different places, they always talk about, man, I want to go to Atlanta, I want to go to Cali, I want to go to this. You hear the top 40, right?
Yeah.
You hear the biggest, you hear the Tupacs, you hear the T.I.s, you hear this. Even when everybody running to Houston right now, they not playing nothing but Houston music all day. They playing everything. So you got a vibe.
And our culture's affecting their culture.
Exactly.
One time for T. Will, man, he bringing a lot of the Baton Rouge culture.
A lot of Baton Rouge over there.
Out there. You know what I'm
Shout out to
saying?
T. Will.
So
That's big, man.
That's very big. So you got to think about it. It's like we have a lot of influence here. And if everybody was on the same page, like we always clown about this, but it's serious. If we had a sit down and we said, listen, if everybody paid to get in, everybody would be eating. It wouldn't be no cutthroat in here. It wouldn't be no stealing birthdays here, stealing sections here, stealing this here. If everybody was on the same page and say, hey, let's have a round table, man, you charge everybody.
Hey, bro, and that's the thing, bro. I think that people have the wrong conception of sitting down and everybody coming together and everybody talking. That don't mean it's a big holding hands, kumbaya moment and we singing Negro spirituals in that bitch and everybody best friends. And we automatically, it's a wand waved over everybody and everybody love each other in this everybody text message in the morning and all. No, it ain't that. Because it's truthfully, there's some people I wouldn't do business with. But I don't want to stop them from doing business. All I'm saying is we need to have some blanket policies. You know what I'm saying? If you open a nightclub, man, don't beat the game down. Don't if you know it's a Saturday night and most people are getting at least $10, at minimum $10, but you charging $2 to get in, man, you part of the problem, bro. Let's keep it gangster.
Facts.
You part of that's really, and you have every right to do that. I get it, because somebody like, man, I can charge what I want to charge. No, you absolutely can charge what you want to charge. But the reality of it is you're watering down the product.
Beating down the game.
You're getting patrons by default. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you so discounted and cheap to where it's like, man, like it's just, it's not good for the economy, the overall economy of the nightlife. So, and honestly, if everybody was, if people knew, if the consumer knew, if the person going out, if they knew, I'm stepping out in Baton Rouge tonight, I'm going to have to pay a cover, no matter where I go.
Right.
That changes the whole fucking game.
Right.
No, like I ain't on nobody list tonight.
Facts.
I'm going to pay a couple. It might not be $30, $40, $50 like I'm in somewhere else, but I know I'm going to have to pay at least $10, $15 to get in there. Because you know what else is going out the window too? When we do try to give and be like, all right, get in free, but so for a certain time, nah, that don't work no more.
Oh, they coming at 12.
Yeah.
You say before 11, they still coming at 12.
Before a certain time, that make you feel like you broke or you bumming or you were. But hey, you still are really asking to get in free. So what that make you? You see what I'm saying? Like, dog, at the end of the day,
I posted your flyer though.
yeah, it ain't no one. Oh, that shit there just beat down. So
I'm on the flyer.
people are so entitled. They put you on their story for 2 minutes and they expect to get everything for free. They want free drinks, free, and don't have to come when you say come. It's their party now.
Free car wash, free blood.
Yeah, oh yeah. You gotta get a blood sample, your firstborn, everything. You know, just because you put my flyer on your story. That's why I don't ask. Roy good at that. Roy has the patience for that. He's a monster. I'm gonna just be frank. I don't think nobody got that like this man. And one thing about Roy is, one thing about this dude is he's managed to stay relevant with so many different generations.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest with you, I'm good with being the 40-plus-year-old dude and playing the R&B and the smooth booty, the cool music shit. You know what I'm saying? Roy can do all that shit. He's starting to halfway transition now, and we talked about that week before. He more of a Q106 type, you know. but and he older than me.
Yeah.
But he can still, cause like he always tell me, man, I got kids that's that age. I got I got people that work for me that age, and that used to keep me young and fresh too. You know what I'm saying? Just my staff and all that kind of stuff. But since the nightclubs stuff has kind of faded away from me and the clubs are closed and stuff like that, I done got into other ventures. So I'm just in a different space right now. But Roy a monster when it comes to that. He's relentless, dog.
I appreciate that, bro.
Very hardworking.
And I want to tell you this, like, what made you kind of swap it up? I know events are your passion, the nightlife is your passion, but I see you diving deep into politics.
Because, man, truthfully, bro, that's a multifaceted answer, and the real accurate answer is this: when I started seeing my friends, and I ain't talking about, you know, people you might see me post. I'm talking about my real friends, my brothers, my partners, doing this stuff and making changes, and then I learned exactly what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn how much it. I was in New Orleans. We had a conversation with Larry Morrow, right, who was killing it in New Orleans and the state, by the way.
Facts.
You know, one
Larry,
time for the homie,
the young bull thing.
But all, like I was telling him, I said, bro, all that tourism money that comes to New Orleans, man, you need to be at the table because you influence this whole culture.
Right.
Essence Festival, you got something to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Your birthday party, man, this man put the whole city of New Orleans on the road to Houston and they all went. Come on, man. That's a 5-hour trip. And they all shot down there and went to support this man. That's influence. So Jazz Fest, Essence Fest, Bayou Classic, man, that's tourism dollars that's coming to the city of New Orleans. Somebody controls that. Somebody getting these taxes from these hotels and these industries and restaurants and all that other stuff. Hey, man, you need to be at the table with that. So I didn't know that 3, 4, 5 years ago. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. It took Ted James to sit down and tell me what was going on. It took Lamont Cole to tell me what was going on. Not just because they in that industry, but because they are my friends. It took Cleve Dunn to get, elected Metro Councilman to start telling me that kind of stuff. Larry Selders. The list goes on. And people ask me if I want to be a politician. No, I don't. But I want to continue to be influential. And I want to use the influence that we've obtained over the past 20 plus years to help change the culture of the city. I want to get people elected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It feels good to know that Sharon Weston Broome is not only the mayor of this city, but she's a personal friend of mine at this point.
Yeah.
And we've helped her drastically in the campaign to get elected. She's hosted events in this man's establishment.
Yes.
She's been to my home and we've held virtual DJing events and virtual fundraisers for her. Like, that matters. Because if people see me doing it, it's not so politician-y, stuffy, and boring. They see Roy doing it, and it affects our culture. We got kids out here, man. Mm-hmm. Our kids going to school. We need to know what's happening in the school system.
Yes.
The Baton Rouge school system is 81% black. The public school system in Baton Rouge, EBR, is 81% black. why in the hell is the board not 81% black?
Right.
Why Gary Chambers got to get on county ass for shopping because she don't care about our black kids?
Right.
Because she don't care about our black
She
kids.
don't.
Facts.
That's why. And that's why he called out. He got famous. But the real reality is, why is she even on the board? She don't represent what, man, look, she don't know what's going on at Winburn Elementary, man. Eden Park Elementary.
Nope.
Capital Middle School.
Right.
She don't know what's going on in McKinley High, Glen Oaks, and all these. She don't know, bruh. So it's like we need people. That's why Darius Landis is going in there shaking it up. That's why these things are happening the way they're happening. And at Tramiel, you know, these
Shout out
guys
to
doing their
Tramiel.
things, man.
Shout out Tramiel.
Shout out to Tramiel.
We need more people like, and see how it feels, but when they're young and organic, and guess what they're doing? They also coming to our events.
Yes.
Yeah.
They coming to the end zone. They kid. So it makes a difference when you see your elected officials letting their head on with you and politicking with you and having a good time. I did a little set at the Indigo a while back, and people were just texting me like left and right, going crazy, blah blah blah, because Murphy Powell came, our police chief. You know what I'm saying? And he was on the line doing line dances, and you know, and I don't want no stuffy, boring leaders like that.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? We need people that truly elected officials represent the people that they serve. I want somebody that looks like Baton Rouge, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
Period.
Relatability.
So that's just what we're doing, and that's why I got engulfed in that, man. That's why I got so passionate about it.
I gotta say this because you're a part of this conversation too. When no matter what nobody say or who want to say this, me and TJ started the alumni parties. Period.
Yeah, man.
Nobody wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
So I don't care who get mad or whatever, but and I tell this here, he know Glen Oaks the bust McKinley ass every time.
Oh my
What?
You know what I'm saying? But in the reality of it is, guess what people don't understand?
What?
Me and him was laughing all the way to the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you know it wasn't never about the competition piece of it. Oh
Yeah.
man, I had more people.
He will give me him my Glen Oaks black and red.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had to get.
But look, man, hey, don't take my quietness for agreeing with that bullshit he talking about. Y'all know what it is. When the McKinley homecoming, we had that bitch looking like Eddie Robinson over there off of Lure, man.
Hey, listen,
We feeding you Will Smithson in the parking lot.
Glen Oaks got the trophy, but y'all, Schuylerville did that thing.
Shout out to
Ken.
Schuylerville. Yes.
Diana, y'all did
Yeah.
y'all thing over there too.
But speaking of that, like just like he just said, we just be joking. But let me tell you this. That's another rich culture in Baton. You're not gonna find that anywhere else.
Nowhere else.
Even in New Orleans,
Nowhere
they
else.
big on repping their schools from the band community side.
Yeah.
Like you hear St. Aug 3-5 and these band schools, and I love the band, you know. So a lot of friends from the band community, you know, Sarah T. Reed and McMain and you know Carv and all these band schools, Walker, but. The reality of it is, Baton Rouge, man, we rep our high schools,
We
man.
do.
You know what I'm saying? We it's a lot of pride and tradition and heritage at these schools, especially them these older black ones, you know, the Southern Lab. If you really from Baton Rouge, you know, your grandmama used to say Southern High. You know what I'm saying? and Capital and Scotlandville and McKinley High. You know what I'm saying? So if people didn't know, like Glen Oaks, and especially Stromer, they were white schools back in the day.
Right.
When my mom now moved in Glen Oaks, it was predominantly white.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of moved to Monticello, Park
Yeah.
Forest, and then when the black people started moving to Monticello, Park Forest, they moved to Shenandoah, Sherwood, all that. But I gotta say this because you know my dad went to McKinley. I just couldn't go.
Yeah.
But when I took a page out their book. Well, we took a page out their book. The Glen Oaks Alumni. McKinley, they was the first people to ever have a McKinley picnic. We done it one year and it was phenomenal. We had an after party or whatever.
Should be dope, man.
He did the after
We
party.
need to
for
celebrate
McKinley
that,
and
man.
all that.
We do.
But it be a celebration, like
Right.
because when you
Hey,
see,
one time for Cleve Dunn too, man. And now only our partner, my friend,
Facts.
grew up together. But man, he's the president of the Capital High School Alumni Association, and this man been putting on some monumental events. Shout out my folks at Capital, Sherman, Ruth, and Vernon, and all them boys. You know what I'm saying?
Corey
One time for
Brownfield.
y'all, yeah, man. So, man, it's to the point now we at the age where it's a healthy and competitive little thing and competition and jokey joke. But man, it's all love, bro.
Yeah.
And that we are BR thing, that's what we talking about, man. Look, I'm at the age and at the point in my life where I don't care who it is winning from here, long as somebody winning from here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Speak on it.
And we and him talk about this all the time. We off the era of you got to have the crowd shot. You got to have the line around the corner. Man, long as the check clear, as long as I know what that cash register say, it don't matter what the picture look like. Matter of fact, I want some quiet money. I don't,
Don't
I
put me
give
on
me a
the fly.
quiet bag.
I don't need to be on the fly.
You know what I'm saying? Don't put me on the fly. I don't want none of that. I just want the good time, and I want the checks to clear, because I can't pay my daughter tuition with no crowd shot.
Right.
I can't tell them people, hey, I'm broke, I ain't got no money, but we was lit though. Look, it was popping. And people gonna pop my daughter ass right out the school. But now,
So what's some gems that y'all would leave to like the younger promoters in the game that's coming?
I'm glad you asked. One thing I would do, I would leave them is that, bruh, don't think that we the old bitter dudes that just shitting on y'all or sit back with our arms folded like we the angry dudes like, man, yo, back in our day. No, bruh. Because I don't want to be 22 anymore. I don't want to be 25, 28. I don't want to be in that lane. I want you to kill it. But I want you to have the courage to really go after what you want to do. Because if you get in the game doing what everybody else is doing, you're gonna get the same results. You have to have the courage to step out on faith and do something you want to. There's a void in this marketplace, you just got to find what it is, even in 2021.
Yeah.
So man, and then another thing too, bro. I ain't saying humble yourself and kiss nobody's ass and do all that, but man, reach out, man, ask.
Yeah,
like
thanks.
it is like Roy said, but Roy is older than me, and he, like you said, man, when he started, he saw me. Note too, he saw me working. He saw me passing out flyers. And he came like, man, we talked, and I was like, dog, I didn't give him no blessing type thing and, granted him the authority to do no shit. No, it wasn't that. It's like, man, I got you, my nigga, whatever you got going, I'm gonna come support. He had a BG concert, I went. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we help each other, we throw ideas off each other. But now I don't get no asking. I don't get no vibe, no, hey man, what you think we could do? It ain't none of that. It's we doing it, you won't like it, and then you hashtagging that you the GOAT at the shit, you the best. And that's like, all right, much love, my nigga. Handle your business, dog. I don't see anybody that I dislike. Let me say that now. I don't see nobody I'm mad with or can't stand or hate or wish they had failed. Nah, I don't see that at all.
Yeah.
But I do see some improvement that we all could do. We all can make some improvement, man. But I love the city, man. I'm gonna be here, and I'm all my even if it's just on this podcast, I want everybody to know my doors, inbox, phone numbers always available, always open. Hit me up, man. I'm not the old dude that's trying to box nobody out. I want to see everybody win. Trust me.
Roy?
Like you said, man, all I can say is the advice I give, man, you gotta get off the situation where, see, like we always say, and we talk about this, social media don't tell the losses. Right. So you just don't always celebrate your wins or whatever, like you the sickest in the city or whatever, because they have times when nobody there and you don't post that.
Right.
You don't put that video out there or whatever. And I can tell anybody this from a standpoint. I had to learn this myself, because you feel like when everybody calling you, whatever, you could do it 7 days a week. Get you a solid night first, a foundation.
Yeah.
Once you got that going, a month or 2 or 3, guess what? Then your Wednesday, your Thursday, your Friday solidify, right?
Right.
You could venture off and go do another Saturday at somewhere else.
Right.
Make sure that your main thing that you started, make sure that do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
And then, what I'm saying, because a couple of times you might ask some people to come, because with the times right now, they're gonna FaceTime, see how it looking there. They're gonna screenshot it or whatever. Ain't nobody there yet. But if you give up right then and you defeating the purpose, you got to keep on going. And me personally, like he tell, I bother you. I still pass out flyers to this day.
Monster.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't seen you in a long time.
I ain't gonna lie, he gonna hop in that DM.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Yes,
I ain't seen you like that. Oh, we got this up. I ain't know y'all was open or whatever. Like, when we close?
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. Like, the internet is wide open.
Right.
Everybody page public. But people sit up and say, I didn't know y'all was doing nothing. You know we're doing something.
Yeah.
And it's the funniest thing else, and we're gonna leave on that note. But when you have something that the city talking about, TJ birthday party, my birthday party,
Super
T-Will
Mike
birthday party, Super Mike birthday party, Jeezy All-Star, BJ, whoever doing something, right? King graduation party, Heart of the Line, whatever it is, you gonna get those phone calls. Hey, what's going on tonight? They gonna hit you up. What y'all doing over tonight? That's the people that want to be on the list.
Yeah.
I ain't talked to you the whole summer.
Right.
What y'all got going on tonight? We that's what me and him laugh about that. Hey, I think gonna be one of them nights, partner.
Yeah, we get them.
Yeah.
When you get them calls and you know what I'm saying, y'all got more section. Because the crazy part about it, when we was talking about deposits and all that is Baton Rouge, so we're a last minute city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to get a section at the door.
Yeah.
You got one more section left? Man, come on, bro, make me a section. But we've been telling y'all for 2 months that we got sections on sale.
Right.
They don't see that. They don't see that flyer. They don't see that
I will
post.
say this: the younger cats are better than that than us. They better at selling section and giving us. Sometimes the prices be kind of but y'all better moving that inventory and creating that demand, and they usually sold out than we were. You know what I'm saying? And I got to give you credit. I got to give you credit for a lot of stuff. Y'all big on getting artists down here and doing things like that faster. But man, it needs to be a mutual respect, man. But
Right.
I love the city. I love what the young cats are doing. I respect what the older cats got going, man. And I just want Baton Rouge to flourish. I want it to grow and prosper and just be the city that it can be. Because I feel like we're pregnant with possibility. Period.
Yes. Potential.
Yep. And thank y'all so much for having me, man.
Man, appreciate you for
Anytime,
coming.
TJ. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it.
Join us on Bar Talk.
Bar talk, man.
Bar Talk.
Tap in, man. Let's go.
Subscribe. Yes.
On my head about picking up Taylor.